What's up everybody and welcome to another edition of AGR's Pop Culture Reviews. Now, I've been a fan of this character going back all the way to the original Infinity Gauntlet storyline from the comics. So naturally, when I found out that she was going to make her film debut in the Guardians of the Galaxy, I was really excited. It's nice to see that the MCU is expanding and really including some of those more obscure characters. Now, obscure doesn't mean not relevant or not important, because this character is extremely important. Obviously, she has quite the family lineage, the adopted daughter of Thanos and the adopted rival sister of Gamora. Now, very similar to the other characters in the MCU, Hollywood has taken certain liberties to refresh, update, and make them a little bit more relevant for modern audiences. And as we know, Nebula is completely different in the comics than she is in the films. But regardless of what version you're really into, she is a badass assassin, and I hope that the MCU moves forward, at least including some of the relevancy or importance that she has in the original comics. That would be amazing. But ultimately, what's really important, as a result of the success of all the films, we are getting a lot more options in terms of merchandise. So today we're going to be reviewing Iron Studios' version of Nebula, the 1/10 scale statue. Let's take a closer look. Guys, I just have to say, this is an absolutely stunning head sculpt. Not only is it incredibly detailed, but look at the cacophony of colors. The different shades of blue, purple. I love the accents of the metal parts. I also love that brilliant sherbet orange, and I love that they are sectionalizing her cybernetic parts. There are nice grooves and indentations there that really give it a sense of extra detail. This is superbly done, and in all sincerity, a truly impressive feat at 1/10 scale. This is a really well done job. This exquisite attention to detail also extends to the midsection and upper torso of this piece. The color palette and the textures are simply sublime here. They really stand out, and if you'll notice, everything and every area or surface area has a different texture. Her gauntlet is really well done, and you see some nice tech there, but what really draws your eye is the contrast between that canary blue, that red, and the white sleeves of her arm, which is using the pistol. This is just very well done, guys, and I have to admit, I'm very impressed with this piece. Now, I wanted to highlight one section before we move on that really impressed me, and it's definitely the arm that is holding that pistol. Just take a look at the amount of detail, not only on the weapon, which is fantastic in terms of the color palette, but look at all the servos and motors and little pistons just in her arm, and definitely leading up to her hand. They're exposed, and you really see how much care went into this sculpt. It is so beautifully done, and the gunmetal and silver accents are perfect. The lower section of this piece is equally impressive. Look at the stance here. I mean, it just screams superhero, or in her case, kind of anti-hero, but there is a nice wide gape here. I love the fact that she's kind of standing on one rock and lifting her leg up on the other. Lots of detail in the boots. Again, the textures and the colors just look fantastic. There's a nice wash there as well, and everything looks worn and tattered, like she's been out in space fighting Thanos. Now this is just cool, guys, and again, one of the things that I really love about this piece. Now, the one thing I do have to complain about is the reverse side. It's not for a lack of detail. In fact, that's part of the problem. There is so much detail on the reverse side that you definitely have to mirror it. I mean, just take a look at that. You really get a nice sense of that head sculpt on the back, which looks fantastic. And, you know, I never noticed this about her before, but she's got some excellent fan service, and clearly it's there, so definitely mirror it. I also love the way that she actually attaches to the base, which is really great, but this is what was baffling. That section there is just something that I don't understand why they didn't put in front of the base. That explosion, and here we go with the base, is something that doesn't make any sense to me. You have this nice particle effect, that amber color, just like many of the other pieces, but why did they put this in the back? It's one of the things that is absolutely driving me nuts, because it really sucks. You just have to mirror this piece to really get that effect, and it's such a shame because this is an excellent base and a very small footprint relative to the piece. I just can't understand why they did it this way. Now, that small little stylistic misstep aside, I am categorizing this as an instant holy grail piece, and that's why this thing sold out even before I think the pre-orders went up, because it is so freaking awesome, guys. If you are a fan of Nebula, you definitely gotta get this in your collection, and I've been saying this for a while. These 1/10 scale Iron Studios are the equivalent of a premium format statue in a smaller package. So much detail and so much value for this price point. Now, before I go, I just want to thank F&B Collectibles Incorporated for sponsoring today's video, and Sideshow Collectibles for sending this wonderful piece over for review. Alright everybody, so that's my official review on Iron Studios' version of Nebula, the 1/10 scale statue. As always, I thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next AGR's Pop Culture Reviews.